This is an explanation of the fourth lesson from the 12th standard Goa Board French textbook, Quelques Régions Touristiques de France, some tourist spots of France. Now, the moment we think of France, the first thing that comes to mind, and perhaps the only thing for some of us, is the Eiffel Tower. There is more to France than the Eiffel Tower, okay, and the French Revolution that you have studied probably in your history. So let's look at 5 more tourist spots of France. So a little introduction to the topic. Le tourisme en France est une activité importante aussi bien pour les Français qui choisissent d'y passer les vacances que pour les étrangers qui viennent y faire un séjour. So, tourism in France is an important activity. So, I want you to note here that tourisme, it is an ISME noun, which is generally masculine. Okay, racisme, tourisme, cyclisme. Okay, so tourism in France is an activity that is as important for the French who choose to spend their vacations here as it is for strangers who come here to have a holiday or for a trip. Okay, faire un séjour is to have a holiday or to enjoy a trip. This pronoun e here refers to France. Okay, it's the place pronoun. Aussi bien and que pour, as much important as for the French as it is for the strangers or for the foreigners. Okay. Dans cette leçon, on va se renseigner de quelques régions touristiques de France. Se renseigner is to inform yourself or to get information about. So in this lesson, we are going to inform ourselves. We're going to learn about some tourist spots of France. We begin with the first spot, the first region, that is La Côte d'Azur. There is no literal translation for this. Okay, literally it is Blue Coast, but even in English we take it as Côte d'Azur. Okay, you can see here it is the coastal region of southern France. Des milliers de Français et d'étrangers passent leurs vacances sur la Côte d'Azur, où le ciel est presque toujours bleu en juillet et en août. So, millions of French people and foreigners spend their vacations on the Côte d'Azur or at the Côte d'Azur, where, relative pronoun où, where the sky is almost always blue. Presque toujours bleu, the sky is almost always blue. In the months of July and in August, whenever we're talking about months, the preposition you use is on. Okay? Les touristes aiment prendre des bains de soleil sur les plages ou faire un tour en bateau. So, the tourists like to take baths in the sun. Des bains de soleil literally take baths in the sun, figuratively to sunbathe, okay, to tan on the beaches, or to have a tour in a boat. Okay. Il y a les célèbres centres touristiques tels que Nice, Cannes, Saint-Tropez. So there are some famous tourist centers or tourist spots which are tels que, such as or like. Nice is the first one. You have Cannes and you have Saint-Tropez. These are the 3 famous tourist cities or tourist spots which lie in the region of the Côte d'Azur. Nice est la plus grande ville qui est considérée généralement comme la capitale de la Côte d'Azur. So, Nice is the largest city. La plus grande is the superlative degree. Nice is the largest city which is generally considered as the capital of the Côte d'Azur. Après Paris, c'est la ville qui compte le plus de musées. After Paris, this is the city which accounts for. Compter is to count, it is also to account for or to hold. Okay, it holds the most museums. It is the city with the second most museums in France. Paris is the one with the most. Okay. Cannes est mondialement connu pour son festival du film et sa promenade de la Croisette bordée de palais. So Cannes is the second city that they spoke of. It is famous worldwide, globally famous for its film festival. As you know, the Cannes Film Festival. Okay, this is a picture of Nice. Et sa promenade de la Croisette. Now, la Croisette here, as you can see, it is an avenue, okay, or a boulevard in Côte d'Azur. So, la promenade is the walk. Okay, it's a very famous walk. This stretch is famous for tourists walking along it. Okay, bordée de palais. It is bordered by a palace. The next region we come to is La Provence. It is located in the same region as the Côte d'Azur. Okay, it is a little mainland region. Côte d'Azur is more of the coast. La Provence se trouve dans le Midi. So this region, which is called La Provence, it is found. Now, Le Midi is the colloquial, the informal way of saying the southern region of France. Okay, so it's located, you saw on the previous slide, in the southern portion of France. Se trouver is to be located. On y trouve des montagnes, des plaines et aussi des plages. We find here as in Provence. Okay, mountains, plains and beaches. It's a very diverse landscape basically. Il fait très chaud en été et même en hiver. It is very hot in the summer as well as in the winter. So basically there is no cold weather season for them there. La Provence bénéficie d'un climat extrêmement doux. The Provence benefits or profits from a climate which is extremely nice, an extremely pleasant climate. Il y a de jolis villages et des monuments romans comme les arènes de Nîmes et Arles et le pont du Gard. So there are some beautiful villages and Roman monuments. Okay, monuments which are left over from the Roman period, like les arènes. Les arènes are amphitheaters or arenas like this, where they used to do battle, where the gladiators used to do battle. Okay, les arènes de Nîmes, and this is Arles, and there is also le pont du Gard, which is a bridge built during the Roman time as well. Les spécialités de Provence sont, so the specialities of Provence, here you have the food, okay, the food and the wines. La bouillabaisse, qui est une soupe de poisson, it is a fish soup, okay, a fish stew, it is called bouillabaisse. Et les vins, comme la Côte de Provence ou le Châteauneuf du Pape, the two famous wines of this region. La Côte de Provence, Châteauneuf du Pape. The third region we have to talk about is Les Alpes, the very famous Alps. Okay, they go into Switzerland as well. Here we're talking about the French section of the Alps, which is here in the province of the Rhône-Alpes. Okay, so les Alpes, dont l'est de la France, offrent de vastes domaines skiables. The Alps in the east of France, as you saw, okay, in the east, southeast portion of France, offer vast skiable domains. Okay, de vaste domaine, it is plural, adjective plural now, you use de. Mais, beaucoup de touristes font aussi des promenades en montagne ou au bord des lacs en été. But many tourists also go for walks in the mountains, okay, hiking, ou au bord des lacs en été. So they go for walks or for hikes, either in the range or at the border of the lakes, by the lakes in the summertime. Sur les glaciers, on fait souvent du ski en été. So in the glaciers during the summertime, people often go skiing. On peut faire de l'escalade sur les sommets avec des remontées mécaniques. L'escalade is an ascent. Okay, the climbing up onto the peaks is called l'escalade. Okay, so you can also go climbing up. You can have an ascent onto the summits, onto the peaks, avec des remontées mécaniques. Are ski lifts, okay, like you can see in this picture, which go along the cables. Le Mont Blanc, la montagne la plus haute d'Europe, qui est d'une hauteur de 5807 mètres, et une attraction particulière. So, this is the name of the mountain. Okay, the name of the peak, Le Mont Blanc, is the highest mountain of Europe. It is of a height, so you have haute here is the adjective, hauteur is the noun. Okay, high, height, which is of a height of 4,807 meters, is also a particular tourist attraction. The fourth place we come to is La Bretagne. In English, it is called Brittany. Okay, it is in the northwestern portion of the country. On y trouve de belles plages, quelquefois encadrées de falaises. We find here beautiful beaches, sometimes surrounded by cliffs. The falaises are cliffs, okay, like you can see in the background of the slide. These are the cliffs, okay, the beautiful beaches which are bordered by cliffs. Encadré is to border or to surround. À cause du climat océanique, il y a toujours du vent et il pleut assez souvent. Thanks to the oceanic climate or the ocean climate, okay, à cause de, thanks to or because of, there is always wind. It's always windy and it also rains very often. Il pleut, it rains. Assez souvent, very often. On peut pratiquer les sports nautiques comme nager, faire de la planche à voile. We can practice or we can try water sports. Les sports nautiques, water sports like swimming, nager, faire de la planche à voile et windsurfing. Okay? On peut aussi goûter les spécialités comme les fruits de mer, les poissons et les fromages. We can also sample or we can also relish the specialities like les fruits de mer, seafood, les poissons, fish and cheese. So you can see here all the seafood for sale. Okay, as you saw in the map, it is the coastal side, so obviously there will be seafood as its speciality. La Pointe du Raz est un lieu qui attire de très nombreux visiteurs toute l'année. So La Pointe du Raz is a natural landmark which is formed by the cliffs. Okay, it is a place, it is a site which attracts. Attirer is to attract a great number of visitors throughout the year, toute l'année, the whole year. Quelques autres lieux célèbres à visiter sont Rennes, Saint-Malo et Nantes. So some other famous places to visit include Rennes, Saint-Malo et Nantes. Okay, these are three other cities which are famous in Brittany. The last region that we have to cover is La Bourgogne. It is in the eastern portion of France. Okay, in English it is called Burgundy. Let's see what they have to say about Bourgogne. On est fasciné par le charme et la diversité du paysage en Bourgogne. So we are fascinated by the charm and the diversity of the landscape or of the countryside in Bourgogne. Why? Les vignobles se mêlent avec les villages paisibles, les châteaux et les lacs. Les vignobles are the vineyards. Okay, as you can see here in the background of the slide, these are the vineyards. Okay, se mêler is to mix up. So they mix or they blend in with the peaceful villages, the castles and the lakes. Cette région possède de magnifiques châteaux comme le château de Sully et le château de Briançon. This region possesses magnificent castles. Okay, these royal houses are called châteaux or castles. Comme the first one is Sully, the château de Sully, and also the château de Briançon. La baie de Cluny est aussi un monument célèbre à visiter. This is also another famous monument in Bourgogne, which is la baie de Cluny. Cluny's abbey or a monastery. Cluny was a very famous monk. Les touristes aiment goûter les spécialités bourguignonnes, ses vins célèbres comme Beaujolais Chablis et sa cuisine, coq au vin, bœuf bourguignon et escargot. Tourists like to sample or they like to taste the Bourguignon specialities, its famous wines, the two wines that come from this region, Beaujolais et Chablis, and the cuisine, the three famous dishes. Coq au vin is a type of chicken stew made with red wine. Bœuf bourguignon is a beef preparation, a beef stew. And then you have escargot, another thing which France is famous for, the cooked snails. Okay, so with this we've informed ourselves a little more about 5 more tourist spots of France. This doubles up as the 4th lesson for your board exam. I hope you've understood. Thank you.